Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now there's a lot of hype about Star Notes going away. I do not foresee Star Notes becoming worth hundreds of dollars in the future. It's not going to happen. They print way too many of them. My comparison is look at Web Notes. Web Notes, they printed those from 1988A, 1993 to 1995. And here it is 30 years later, and Web Notes are worth 10, 15 bucks. Some of them are worth a lot more because they were short printed. Oh, you mean like some stars are short printed? But they printed so many more stars compared to the number of Web Notes printed. So it's not even a fair comparison. Even with that said, as few of the Web Notes that still exist today are still only worth $15. So that means 30 years from now, if Star Notes were on the same level as Web Notes, 30 years from now, those Star Notes might be 30 bucks. Except that's not the case. I shouldn't say 30. 30 years from now, Star Notes would be $15. Except there are way too many stars compared to Web Notes. So for me, do stars are they gonna go up in value? I feel that the rare Star Notes, the short printed Star Notes, are gonna be higher demand, but the regular issue, I can't see them being more than a couple bucks, $2, $3. Just more of a novelty. I mean, I've got 1,000 of them. What do you want to tell me that my 1,000 Star Notes are going to be worth $20 tomorrow? $20 a piece? You mean my box was $1,000 today and it's worth 20,000 tomorrow? I don't think so. The fact that I've got 1,000 of them lets you know how easy they are to come by, and the fact that there's just that many of them. Think about it. How many stars do you have? How many collectors have random Star Notes tucked away in an envelope somewhere? It's an easy enough thing for any collector to find. So who are these people that would be buying them? I don't know. Anyway, I don't see a whole lot of future value on them, but I do see the demand for older Star Notes going up. And there weren't that many older Star Notes to begin with. So driving up the demand on stars in general is going to be a good thing for your collection. All right, I got my 1,000 singles. Let's get these out of the way and take a look at what I found this week. What do you know? I found another washed out bill. Two of these in 2 weeks. See, that's more proof that this is just not an error. People are going to scream that it's an error. It's not. It's simply been roughed up on the top because all the part that's missing is raised, and all the part that's still dark, these seals, these numbers, were pushed into the paper, making it harder for that to come off. Not an error. If we look at the back has been destroyed as well. This is just damage, not an error. Found a note somebody put butterflies all over. Definitely got my attention. Definitely not worth anything. Stamping a note does not increase its value, but I found it, and I always show what I find. Here's an interesting one. 22774422. It's 4 pairs. All the pairs are together. I can respect that. I would never pay a penny for a note like this, but I understand that it's hard to find. I don't know why you would want one, but there it is. This one also happens to be a trinary, 2s, 4s, and 7s, so I'm pulling it as a trinary, and it's going to go in my trinary box, hoping to pair it up with another one. But yeah, people love talking about 4 pairs, and more often than not, their 4 pairs in the note aren't even together. So to see the 4 pairs together, okay, I can at least understand that, but I don't understand why anybody would want to buy it. It makes no sense to me. What would you be paying for it? What would you pay for it? People are going to say, oh, I'd pay $10, $20 for that. Really? Well, a radar is $20. So you don't have to explain to anybody what a radar is. This is just a neat-looking number. That's it. It's not any more rare than anything else. All right, another trinary here. 3s, 5s, and 8s. 4s, 5s, and 9s on this one. 1s, 7s, and 8s. 4s, 6s, and 7s. 0s, 4s, and 7s on this one. 4s, 5s, and 7s here. 4s, 5s, and 8s. And quads. Quad zeros, quad ones, quad twos with a fifth, and it's a trinary. Quad sixes, and some stars. 2017 Star Note, 2017A, I should say. Yep, 2017A Star Note. Another 2017A. Always check to see if those stars are filled. 2017, 2017, 2013, another 2013. Rough shape on all these. Another 2013. Yeah, you mean to tell me that a note that's this trashed is going to be worth something? No. No. If you have a crisp, uncirculated note, maybe in a few years that might have some value. Maybe in a few decades. Some older notes. 2003A, rough shape. Going to go back. Another 2003A in rough shape. Another 2003. And another. And another. All of these are pretty rough. Another one. 2003 without the A. Another one. That one's tore, so that's definitely going away. 2001. I've done 4 of these videos now, and I think this might be the first 2001 that I ran across. And it had a friend. 1999. 1995. Not a web note. Another 1995, and the oldest note was 1993. So that's what I found this week. What did I pull out? Well, I've got another graded note. This one happens to be a 1950A $50 bill. It's from the Federal Reserve of Boston, so it's A, and it's a 1950A, series of 1950A right there. But yeah, has the A here, so this A and this A have nothing to do with each other. However, this A and this A, of course, that's how this A comes to be. Now, this note is graded, 58 EPQ choice about uncirculated, and of course, you're also going to notice it is a star. Now, if we look real close at this note, I can see just a touch of handling right here. And as we go over the rest of the note, looks like there's a very thin wrinkle or something right about here. This looks like something too. But yeah, no hard creases or folds, nothing like that. Just a little bit of handling is the best way to put it. As I'm looking through this note, yeah, it's not perfect, but just having that little bit of handling. Okay, and of course it got the exceptional paper quality. That's EPQ. Graded 58, of course. Now this one is a 1950A star note, and I can most certainly understand there being a little bit more demand on star notes. $50 bills to start with aren't circulated very much, so to have an older $50 bill, this one being 75 years old, and to have it with a star, yeah, that makes it a little bit desirable, and there's every reason in the world to believe that a note like this would be going up in value, especially in a high grade like that. Let's take a look at what the book has to say about it. Got Paper Money of the United States, the big purple book, because everybody loves to ask, what book is that? So there's the book, Paper Money of the United States. Okay. And if we look here, there's the 50s, and we can see the series of 1950. Mine is the series of 1950A, and it's from Boston. So there's the FR number 2108A, star, Boston. Boston only printed 720,000 notes total, okay? And they don't list how many stars in this book, but the stars from Boston are part of that 720,000 total. 720,000. Just to give a little perspective on that number, right now, or at least when they were printing stars, a regular print run of all stars would be 3.2 million. Okay, so whenever you see star notes, odds are it's from a 3.2 million run. Any Boston 50 is from a print run of only 720,000. When you talk about short runs in current stars, you're talking 600,000. Well, the entire print run for Boston was only 720,000. So you tell me how many of those were stars. I'm going to go with, let's see. This one number is 224,197. I can't imagine that they printed 250,000 stars when they only printed 700,000 notes. So I don't know what number they started at, but there's at least that number to try to give you some idea. Still, you're talking 720,000 total printed for that particular series. And in a grade 20, you're talking $80, but we know ours isn't a 20, or mine isn't a 20. In a grade 63, we're talking $400. Mine's a 58, so I wouldn't call it 400, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 300. 300 would be quite reasonable for that particular star note. And $300 on this 50 is most certainly much better than the $50 face value and the $50 somebody paid to have it graded. So somebody definitely came out ahead on this one, and I was able to pick it up at a decent price. But yeah, when people are talking about stars, these are the kind of stars that are probably most likely going to be the ones going up in value. Rare, old notes like this. All right, that's what I got for you this week. If you learn anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.